Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since I posted anything on this radio because quite honestly this radio has just been kicking my ass, quite honestly. But let me explain what's going on. I do owe you guys an update. So essentially I'm still trying to get the radio to work, but I've been making some really good progress. So what I found just in going through this thing is someone was in here and completely jacked this thing up. There were wires missing, there were wires in the wrong places. And I'm essentially having to just go back every line and fix things and remove things. And I'm having had a little bit of trouble with this thing, trying to identify what's the oscillator coil, the RF coil, the antenna coil, the interstage, choke. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that the schematic just isn't very clear on because it's so old. And, I'm pretty good at reading a schematic, but I've realized through this that I'm not as good as I thought I was, which is always good. It's always a lesson. So, I've been working behind the scenes with our good friend Robert Gibbons, who's been really helpful, giving me some really good tips about how to deal with this radio. And I've been following them very religiously because I really do want to learn, and I really do appreciate everything that he's doing, by the way. So a special shout out to Robert. But where we are now is I've got things. I have to go back and check these caps one more time. I think I've got them in the right place and everything's tied where it needs to be. But essentially, putting a signal generator through the antenna, I still don't get anything. Well, I actually do get a little bit, very, very faint. If I attach the signal generator to the grid of the 24 tube, I get signal straight through to the speaker. So I apply a signal right here, and I'll get tone coming right out the speaker. Okay? So that's a good sign. All right, so that's positive. If I attach a tone to the grid of the 35, I get a very weak signal. But again, it shows that this path is generally okay. So I think I'm still messing around in this area, just trying to get this right. And my volume control, is all that. So I'm really narrowed down to this area here. And what I'm going to do today is go through all these caps, go through all these connections, go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, make sure I've got everything right, and then we're going to do a fire-up test, and we're going to show you real-time, bad or good, right? I want you to see me fail here, if I do. And, because I'm not ashamed of it. I just have to learn. So that's why I haven't really put any other videos up, because I'm still in the process of honestly learning and fixing, and that's the way to do it. Now, one thing I want to talk about with Robert Gibbons is that he actually had some really good advice for me. He said before he works on any radio, he actually draws up an essay of some sort on how the radio works. So what's the what are the stages? What provides the plate current? What provides the grid current? What is the signal flow? And he actually did one for me on this radio and explained everything that I need to know about it. And after I saw it, I looked at the schematic and said, yeah, well, that makes sense. But for me, I'm just struggling. I mean, this thing is it doesn't look hard, and if you remove all the filament lines like I've done before, it's even easier. But it's just kicking my butt, mostly because I don't know what these coils are, or didn't know what these coils were. So I didn't know which stages were which, right? So is this the antenna coil? Is this the oscillator coil? That's what was kicking my butt. So it's just a question of inexperience when it comes to these older radios. So, typically I'm used to looking at the SAMS artifact or looking at the schematic, and it tells you which is the coil, which is the oscillator coil. This radio doesn't have that. So I'm learning lessons the hard way, but it's okay. I'm good with that. Let's put it this way. If I wasn't happy with that, I'm in the wrong hobby. So for this video, I'm not really showing you anything interesting except for telling you where I've been and where I'm going. And so we're going to go and check these caps out, and I'll come back and let you know what I found. Okay? So over here we have 4.1s. Over here is a 0.5, and over here is a 0.1. This is a 0.001 right here, which goes to the oscillator tube. So we'll see. To the 27-second detector tube right there. Anyway, let me go and check all this out, and I will come back. Okay, I have the radio turned on. I did find a little bit of a problem here, which I fixed. Still not working. Well, at least I'm not getting anything out of it. So if I go, I have a 455 kilocycle signal coming through here from the signal generator. I know this radio is a 175 kilocycle radio, but I'm just trying to get something that's audible. So if I put it up on the antenna connection, I get nothing. If I go to the, let's see, I'm going to go to the screen of the 57 RF tube, and you can probably hear that. I'm going to go to the plate of the other, let's see, that's the first detector. Nice and loud. I'm going to go to the plate of the 24A tube. There's a signal there, but it's low. I'm going to go to the 27 tube, which is the second detector on the plate. Nothing. Screen, nice and loud. I'm going to go to my 47 output tubes, the plate. I can hear it. And I can hear it. So I'm getting a signal going all the way back to the output transformer from every tube. Right? So that's pretty good. The oscillator tube, I'm not going to hear any signal. That's right in here. So I'm getting something through. Here's what I believe. See this can right here? In here? This is tuned in the factory, or was tuned in the factory, to 175 kilocycles. I took a look at it. It looks like somebody's been screwing with it. So it's probably way out of tolerance. So I'm going to put a local oscillator on it and tune it back to 175. And we're going to see if that makes a difference. But that could be the difference why this thing's not working. If I also go here, which I'll show you, it's probably not as scientific, but if I touch the top of these tubes, so this is the 35 tube, you can hear it. This is the 24 tube, you can hear it, and this one nothing. So this is the top of the second 35. Which is the first detector, I believe. I could be wrong. But there's nothing coming out of the top of this one, but I have it here, and I have it here. So I'm going to look into that a little bit and see if I can figure out what that's all about. And then we're just gonna keep plugging along here. So, you know, I assume that I probably have to tune these things a little bit and align it, of course, but you know, we're gonna keep plugging along here and see what we got. Let's see if we can get some signal out of this thing. Yeah, there's nothing happening. So I'm going to need to check that other tube, this 35 right here, and see what's happening down there. So that's where we are at the moment. There's no sense in me recording more here because I'm really not showing you anything that you don't know. So I'm just going to keep troubleshooting, and I'll come back when I have something a little bit better, a little more tangible. And by the way, this is the tube that I'm not getting anything on the grid. And if you look at the diagram, it's this tube right here. So just to recap, let's see what we're getting on the plate. Nothing. Screen. Low signal. Cathode. Nothing. So I'm getting it on the screen, which is right here, but I'm not getting anything on the plate. I'm not getting anything on this cathode, and I'm not getting anything on the top, which means that my signal is not coming through here somehow. No, actually, if it comes, it's actually, I'm not even hitting this part yet. If it comes through here, it should go up to the screen. It's not. So I've got something in this area. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video here and continue my troubleshooting. I'm really trying to avoid what I normally do, which is rip the whole thing out and start over. But you know me, if I have to, I will. I'm not afraid to do it. But I don't want to do that in this one because I want to learn a little bit more about troubleshooting. I've already fixed a lot, so it's better than it was. I was getting nothing out of it. So we're just going to keep plugging away. See you guys next time.